And we're live. Dude, it's like 30 days from the election or so, and we've barely talked politics this year. The first debate happened. Dick, did you watch it?
Oh, yeah. It was, you know what I want in a president? I just want a president who's going to push around a senile old man. And that's exactly what I saw. Just dominate it. When Trump started laying into the moderator, that's when I remembered why I voted for him the first time. Like, yeah, you go after Chris. Fuck Chris Wallace, Trump. No one cares about Biden. Just go after him. It felt like gutting. I was full of cope the next day. It was just like such an embarrassing display. I don't know if Trump was prepared for Biden to just kind of outright lie and not have any idea what his own campaign was. I don't know what was going on. Hillary was a lot funnier.
Yeah, I listened to some of it. I didn't listen to all of it. I did get through most of it. And I was going in being like, oh, this is going to be good. There's going to be some good content. And was pretty underwhelmed. It wasn't very good content. There were a couple very funny moments, but nothing even close to what we saw in 2016, I don't think.
So Trump came off alpha, which is kind of a good thing, but he also came off as like a blowhard asshole. And Biden came off beta, but he also was miles away from like the dementia-ridden in his gurney, blanket up to his chest, eating sweets, like dementia dude that they said he was
eating sweets.
Right? Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. Whatever they gave him, I don't know. They've got to double it next time because he came off as lucid, which was shocking.
You haven't been watching his speeches, which is understandable because they're super boring. But if you get past like the Twitter compilations, then he's pretty lucid actually. But so watching it, I thought I gave the slight edge to Trump. And then as the news cycle digested it, it's all about what an asshole Trump is. It's mostly his failure to denounce like white supremacy very well. And then the next day, he also fails to denounce white supremacy very well. And him interrupting 128 times or something like that.
Yeah.
That's like,
how are you on the white supremacy, Woody?
So tell me about I'm with you. I want to talk about the Proud Boys because everyone keeps saying.
What do they believe? What's their thing?
Yeah,
don't jerk off.
Don't jerk off.
Yeah. You're allowed to jerk off once a month.
Wait, this is an anti-jerking off movement? How the fuck are you talking about this?
No, so it seems to me after a very scant bit of reading that they're not a white supremacy organization, but they are sort of a traditional conservative value organization that likes to punch people.
Revolving around beating off.
I read something about how they believe that that women shouldn't be shamed into the workplace and that families work better if there is a mother at home looking after the children.
White supremacy.
And I want to pull up a picture of the guy who runs the Proud Boys.
Yeah, he's not white.
Because he's very white.
Because he's very much not white.
Isn't he a Hispanic guy?
He's like half African, half Hispanic or something.
The ultimate white supremacist. They'll never suspect it.
Yeah.
It is crazy that traditional values and white supremacy are synonymous, right? That's okay. I mean, everybody's on the same page there, right? They're not talking about actual white supremacy. They're just talking about like traditional values, male-centric world, like chauvinism.
Look at that. White supremacist.
Wait, is this really the Proud Boys leader?
It is.
Yeah.
Here,
and they're saying they're a white supremacist. This guy's black.
So I guess they're white nationalists or something like that. I
How
got
would they
a
be
little
white
mixed
nationalists?
up.
He's black.
Well, you can also find like women against women's suffrage too. That doesn't mean that it's a pro-woman group.
They said that there are more. There's more multiracial leadership in the Proud Boys than in the Democratic Party.
That's not surprising, but like, yeah, I mean, this guy's fucking black, dude. Like,
wait, Woody? Do you think the Proud Boys is a white supremacy group in any way? Like that they're for white people or white stuff? I don't know how to.
I feel like I don't know them that well. I don't know them that well.
No.
I read that the FBI had like briefly classified them as some sort of white nationalist hate group, and then they said no, they're not a white nationalist hate group. They just have white nationalist haters in the group, but the whole group isn't about that.
What group doesn't? I mean, you wouldn't want us labeled as white nationalist hate group, but there's certainly a couple of white nationalists in the group.
You had Boogie 1488 on, and didn't you?
1488.
There you go.
That's true. We've had him on a number of times.
Although you can't judge him because of the hypnotism that he's been subjected to.
Trump should have threatened Chris Wallace with that at the debate. I think it would have gone better.
Chris? You say you interrupt me one more time when I'm trying to get my point across. I'm going to sexy hypnotize you. You'll be sucking my cock up here. How's that sound?
Do you think Joe Rogan would have made a better moderator than Chris Wallace?
Oh, a million times.
It would have been interesting to see Joe Rogan try to rein Don in, right? Like Chris Wallace tried. Let's not act like they were both interrupting, right? One guy was the problem, and that was Trump. Could Joe have been like, Don, what are you doing here? Like, why do you keep doing this? You got to let him talk too. And then would he just roll over? I don't know. Like, how do you get Trump?
Trump doing a ton of interrupting, trying to throw Biden off his game. Try and throw him off his game, obviously. But I also saw Chris Wallace interrupting, like jumping in on behalf of Biden more than Trump. Like, I think that was known. That was another. You talked about the number of times Trump interrupted, which was definitely more than Biden. Chris Wallace interrupted Trump quite a bit more than he interrupted Biden.
He would tell Trump it's not his turn to talk, right? The format was you go for 2 minutes, you go for 2 minutes, and then they both go. While Biden's trying to talk, Trump is interrupting him. That's when Chris Wallace would be like, you agreed to these rules. Now they're trying to come up with new debate rules, and Trump won't change them. Trump feels like he really crushed it in those debates, and he wants to do it again.
Are they doing?
Do you guys like those debates? Do you guys like that rule? I personally hate it. Like 2 minutes, you get so much information across to let another guy like respond to all of it. It just seems like people can't keep track of all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, they can't keep track of it, and it'll be shit like, all right, President Trump or Vice President Biden, it's your turn to respond to climate change. And they'll be like, and another thing, still on the economy, that XYZ ABC 1 2 3. Fuck you. And it's like, oh, so we're just like there's it's not an actual debate.
Just let them go for like 4 hours.
I don't even think they should have a fucking moderator. Just put them up there, and that's an defined amount of time. And it's like Trump, Biden, you're just gonna fucking fight, or Trump, Hillary, whoever it is. No moderator.
That is a terrible idea. That would be even worse than what we had last time.
Way better.
It's close to what we had, and it was terrible. It was just one guy yelling over the other the whole time.
No, they need to be in soundproof booths with timers, and they literally turn off their microphone like whenever their time is up. And it's like, all right, now we're gonna go to President Trump for his rebuttal.
And the loser of the debate, once again reminding you, this is brought to you by Nickelodeon, will be slimed.
That's great.
Dude, you don't think Trump would agree to get slimed? He absolutely
will absolutely be slimed.
If they asked the two candidates, like, all right, we've got this new debate style, loser gets slimed.
Biden will hide your piss stains. Agree.
Trump would totally worry about his hair. There's no way.
We're going to have a studio audience.
He's too vain.
This is a $70,000 haircut. I'm not sure if you read the news. I'm not going to bother this with it.
They talked about the ability to cut off mics for the next time around. I think that's bad. They should just not be on when it's not their turn, right? I don't want someone to make a decision to cut off mics and have bias and like, you know what? I think that Taylor's the bigger problem here, so I'm cutting his mic off. And then everyone who's a Taylor fan says Woody's biased against him. No. If the rule is 2 minutes, both talk, it should be his mic, then both mics.
Trump will speak loudly enough so that we hear him through Biden's mic.
But would it work? I think he'd look like an ass. I had that same thought. I don't think it.
What if he takes Biden's mic?
Now that would be. I don't know. That'd be awesome.
What if he saunters over there and just wasn't finished yet?
Woody, do you not want the president to be an asshole?
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's worked.
No, you don't like that?
No, we want someone who's a bit of an
have any allies.
Doesn't have any allies in the United States.
Yes, that would be fantastic. No allies in the government at all.
And not being, well, we can get into the ally discussion, but yeah, we have tons of allies.
Like North Korea and Russia are our new allies, and European Union, which used to be our allies, are kind of leaving us.
Not the European Union is leaving us. Aren't they pretty much entirely contingent on us?
Yes.
Isn't every country just addicted to our money?
They still have to deal with us. We're the United
Everyone
States.
has to deal with us to some extent, but there's a difference between, allies and people who have to deal with us.
Yeah.
If they're so fickle that they're going to turn their backs on us because the president rubs them wrong, then do we really want them to be our
Dude,
allies?
every single allegiance we have to any other nation should have a direct and positive benefit to our country. That's the way it should be.
Yeah,
That's how all my relationships work.
These long-standing alliances with people from 200 years ago, where we'll agree to still get involved in a war on their behalf, it's not good.
It's what keeps peace.
Or it's what creates global wars.
For example,
World War I,
World War II, the chain of alliances that led one thing, which could have been a regional conflict, into becoming a global.
I think that's how World War II went down. That if we hadn't jumped in that war, that if the other companies hadn't jumped in that war, going back 100 years now, but
that's true. But World War I directly led to World War II.
So in World War II, you think that if other countries hadn't gotten involved, the Germans would have been like, you know what, this is enough countries. We're cool. We'll stop here.
Wait, do you think Germany actually wanted to conquer the whole world?
I don't think they were done yet.
I
think it was those alliances that made Germany lose.
In part, you're right. The U.S. and Russia getting together.
Another reason why they're a bad idea, Woody.
Touche. Yeah, you got me.
That was it was going right here the whole time. Kyle grabbed the take out of the air. That's funny.
I thought you were speaking pro.
Right
for this point. I thought you were saying
the common misconception Kyle and I have in this. Right?
Christ, what kind of proud boy are you? You don't know
you're right.
History.
You got me.
Hey, I'll have you know I haven't beaten off in a long time. I'm the proudest of boys.
Does that have anything to do with being a proud boy? Do they have some sort of anti-masturbation?
There used to be a no masturbation rule, and they backed it. They lowered it to just once a month.
They couldn't even stick with their own no beating off rule.
It's once a month now. Once a month you can beat off.
You gotta let the steam off sometime. Good God.
Unless you're with a woman and you get permission from her, or unless you're either with her or you get permission from her, because they started it to get their buddy laid. Yeah, they started it to get their buddy laid, and then they realized that he's like a masturbation addict, so he doesn't have any drive to be with a woman or please a woman. So they said that's it. Only once a month or something, only once whatever, unless you get permission. And these guys swear by it because they're horny now and they want to go fuck chicks instead of just getting drunk and playing video games.
All right.
It's built all around that. It's like their own religion. No masturbating.
How do you become one? How do we
just stop masturbating? There you go.
You're muted.
Who is?
Taylor's. I was saying that I found an article I just linked from a couple of years ago. New Proud Boy rules: less fighting, less wanking. And it's like two guys looking very serious at the camera.
That guy on the left.
Do you think that we're going to beat off? Nice try.
That guy on the left was on Joe Rogan.
He's the founder of Proud.
Yeah, Alex McInnes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of clips of him just saying some outlandish shit. It's like a whole montage of him talking about choking and punching people.
I saw something. I saw
Gavin McInnes
from him. He on the show shoved a dildo up his own ass.
Yeah, he shoved a butt plug in his ass to own the libs. I'm not sure.
How does that dovetail with not beating off?
I don't know.
That seems like maybe he was cheating in a way.
Right. What if he hadn't beat off enough and now he's just coming up with weird ways around it?
Weird ways to get off.
like, you know what?
No, I'm just doing a funny bit.
There's no rules against prostate massage and spontaneous orgasm. I hardly touched it.
Wait, this guy put a butt plug in on the air, on camera?
On camera to own the libs.
Not showing his asshole, but he was bending over in a way, showing his front.
I think he had a sport jacket and a tie on.
Yeah, like a sport jacket and a tie. Like a guy who does it often enough that attire was no... he
knew what he was doing. Yeah,
he wasn't being held back by those.
I don't know if it was a butt plug or if it was. I think it was a dildo, but who knows with how memes spread. But I'm gonna run with dildo because that's funnier.
I want to find that clip.
Dildo in.
I'm just gonna search Proud Boys.
No, it's Gavin McInnes. It's not Alex McInnes.
Hate group leader.
Yeah.
Using a dildo on himself to quote own the liberals and prove he wasn't homophobic. Oh. I actually like that.
I'm showing a picture to everybody.
That actually makes sense. All right.
Well, mission accomplished.
Oh, he looks like he's not enjoying it at all.
That's what he wants.
Because of the homophobia. That's why.
Oh wow, he just really dropped trowel there on the air. Oh goodness. I like his jeans though. What is this?
Just pictures.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen that before.
Oh, I have. Come on, Dick.
Look at that look on his face. I love the facial hair. He looks like a fucking MythBuster or something like that. He doesn't look like he leads a hate group.
He left the Proud Boys because it's hard to know what the scoop is, but he started the Proud Boys and it changed into this sort of white nationalist hate group, and he's like, fuck it, guys, I'm out. That's not what I was about. It was always supposed to be funny and fun, and I don't like what you are anymore. So he's not associated with it, I guess. He left it.
Really?
Does that sound right?
James Fields, I think, in Charlottesville, the Proud Boys were there, and that guy James Fields was in his car. The mob surrounded him, and he gunned it and killed one of them.
Actually, she had a heart attack. I always like to make that clear.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. It's something that you see like all the time now that the riots.
Woody doesn't think she had a heart attack.
Are we talking about Charlottesville? Because I was multitasking.
Yeah, we're talking about
Heather Heyer. So then Gavin stepped down to get him.
Woody was the second coroner on the scene, and his report showed no heart attack.
I like this. This woman gets smashed by a car.
Car didn't hit her.
And the car hit her. And
she was afraid.
Her defense attorney is like, nope, it really wasn't about the car. She had a spontaneous heart attack while the car hit her.
I believe she had a heart attack because she was frightened of a car. I believe that. But
anyway, please tell you.
You might have had to get a job. She was probably afraid of that. So he quit to make the judge more lenient on them, I think, and their association with the Proud Boys or something. That's the way I heard it.
Oh, he told a
I don't think
different story to Joe Rogan, I think. But
who, McInnes?
Maybe you're right. Yeah. I'm a low confidence on it, so don't take your news from me on this. But I know he's not a Proud Boy anymore.
What a weird name for a group. It sounds like a joke group.
It started that way.
You know what I mean? Proud Boy.
Scanning this thing. I know it's not good content.
Oh,
Milo Yiannopoulos was in it too. He also resigned from the group.
What the fuck is that guy doing?
Dude, he needs to get in. The conservative side has many strengths, but comedy's not one of them. Milo needs to get involved. He is the funniest guy on the right that I can think of.
Yeah, when I want to laugh, I turn on Comedy Central. Just laugh my tits off. Laugh my tits off at what is it, Oliver and all those guys.
I don't watch.
So
well, he's on isn't John Oliver on
at all anymore? John Oliver's on HBO. Yeah. Without an audience, all of them are a little worse.
For the health of comedy in the current cultural zeitgeist, what they really need is a left-leaning political comedy commentator. It's about time they added a
right. I see what you're doing, but
obviously this content resonates with average people and isn't astroturfed. It's just great. It's awesome.
Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, of course, Bill Maher, John Oliver. The left is flooded with left-leaning comedians. Mm-hmm. Milo needs to fill that gap on the right.
Yeah, but nowhere's going to platform him. And I also don't think he's very right-wing or very funny.
Oh yeah. I think he has a
also
great
the
delivery.
pedophilia thing kind of rubbed a few people the wrong way.
Rubbed him the right way.
Oh,
he was
back
a fan.